What's up, carp freaks, and welcome to Carp Life. It's been a while since the last episode, but today Alex and I are at Woodland Waters near Grantham, where hopefully we can catch a carp or two in the few short hours that we're here, and also it'll give me a chance to tell you what I've been up to in the past few months and bring you all up to date. That's not a good start, is it? Brought me Speedos as well. It's lovely here in that sun, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It is, it's beautiful. It's exactly what it is, it's beautiful.
Just like me.
So I'm just setting up a couple of rods now, and to make this 3 hours that we're here a little bit more interesting, Alex and I have decided to have a match.
Have we?
I've decided that Alex and I should have a match.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. So I'm going to fish with zigs, and you're already fishing on the bottom, aren't you? You've been fishing for about an hour.
I've been fishing for an hour, but I didn't realise we're going to have a match.
Yeah, so well, you're fishing on the bottom, so it's bottom versus top.
Okay.
Well, middle. Bottom versus middle, really. So yeah, I've just had a few casts around with a bare lead out there. I haven't used a marker float, I've just cast around with the bare lead, just felt the lead down to the bottom. And by feeling it down to the bottom, I also have an idea of how deep it is. It's not an accurate, like a totally accurate way of doing it, but I'm usually accurate within about a foot. And I think out there it's around 9 feet. That's what I'm guessing. So I've set up one zig so far at 6 foot. Again, I didn't measure that. I just tied it from the from the end of the rod to the spigot here. It's a 12-foot rod, so it's going to be 6 foot, and I'll tie the other one a little bit shorter, so I'll tie it probably about probably mid-depth, probably go for 4.5 foot on the other rod. So yeah, that's my plan of attack for this very competitive match that we're going to have, and there's a lot at stake, I think.
What's at stake?
It used to be a KFC, didn't it? But you didn't pay your debts.
No, but today I brought us bacon cobs.
A cob?
Cob, yeah.
A
bacon cob, yeah. I brought bacon to make bacon cobs.
A bacon male swan. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Cob. It is a bacon
cob,
cob.
as in a cob's a male swan. You brought a bacon swan.
It is a piece of bread that goes around the bacon.
A bread bun.
No, a cob. We're not going to have this argument.
I've never heard of a bacon swan before. That is ludicrous. Right. Well, so you're making bacon sandwiches regardless.
Bacon cobs, yeah, regardless.
And the winner of this match gets
2 bacon cobs.
No, that's happening regardless. What's at stake for? It's gonna have to be McDonald's on the way home or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is a match.
A serious match.
A serious match where the winner will get paid handsomely the sum of one Big Mac meal.
Chicken legend.
One Big Mac meal with McFlurry and apple pie.
Ooh,
There's a lot at stake
There's a lot
here.
at stake,
Right.
yeah.
Let's get going. So back in September, the one thing that took up the vast majority of my time was my lake, as per usual. And in particular, it was removing the weed. This year, the weed did get a little bit out of hand. We weren't able to get the blue dye in until later in the summer because we had a problem with our supplier. So the weed, it just got a little bit out of control. So myself and my dad were down there with whatever free time we had, and we had to remove it manually. I also had a helping hand off my mate Stuart. You may remember Stuart from earlier on in Carp Life, earlier on in the year, when we had a session on East Elf Lakes on zigs, and Stu absolutely smashed it. Well, we also smashed through the weed that day. We got loads done, and we managed to make a couple of pegs completely fishable. Now, also back in September, I had my final group tutorial session of the year at East Elf Lakes, and there's no way really of dressing this up, but it fished really hard. really hard. It was just a monumental struggle. I don't know why the lake just seemed to switch off. There was virtually no signs of any feeding activity at all. Now, some of the guys did catch fish, and there was also a couple of fish lost, which was really unfortunate. But it was Kelvin who had an absolutely blinder of a session. He said at the start if he could catch his first 20 pounder, he would be absolutely over the moon, and that's exactly what he did. That looks nice. So this is Kelvin's second fish of this session.
Absolutely awesome.
It's a lovely fish, and we thought it was going to be a new PB, didn't we? What was your PB? 1915?
Yeah.
What did I say this one was? 1815?
1815.
Yeah. Yeah, I lied. It's £20.15. So that's your so that's your new PB, your first 20 pounder.
I thought it felt a little bit chunky.
Well done, new
Beautiful.
PB. Congratulations.
What a beauty. What a stunner.
Brilliant, mate.
Absolutely made up.
A few days later, and it was time for the annual Stokesley Fair. Now, I used to love going to the fair as a kid. I still do now. And my two girls are exactly the same. And it was great to spend some quality time with them, and they had so much fun. They went on the waltzers, the big wheel, some dragon ride thing, the Super Bowl, and they also scored big on hook a duck, and they won a goldfish, which died 4 hours later. What's happening? Whoa, what's happening?
Bream attack.
Why are you fishing for bream? It's a carp match.
Is bream cat in this match?
No, of course I don't. Don't be one of those losers that says things like, oh, it saved a blank, when it's a bream. Oh, he's in.
That's a respectable bream.
Not really.
I'm gonna fall in here. If I fall in.
Yeah, that'll make great viewing, I know. Please, can you hold it? I want to see the bream.
No, he's gone now.
Oh, never.
Yeah, buddy.
Never. I was just thinking to myself, this really doesn't feel very ziggy today at all. It did when the sun was out and it was lovely, but
I didn't even hear that go off.
I know you didn't. I could have said nothing.
You could have just literally said nothing.
Is this the first time you've actually caught anything on Carp Life?
Are we counting that one that you hooked for me then?
No.
I caught one down the canal.
Oh, you did, yeah.
That was about a year ago today.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, this is my annual fish.
Well, I reckon you'll have this in the bag today, you know.
You reckon?
Yeah. I'm really not fancying the zigs one bit. Can we change tactics? Can you go on the zigs now and I go on the ball?
Would you let me change?
No. Yeah, no, yes. 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 It looked great for a zig earlier, didn't it? When that sun was out, it looked perfect, but it is not looking very ziggy now. He's going to do you in that tree. This could be embarrassing. You could. Oh, it's looking really bad for you right now. Oh no, he's going to lose it.
Shut up.
I'm going to lose this match. Well, I think the zigs are coming off.
You can't change now. You had a choice as well. Which one you would prefer to fit.
You were already fishing on the bottom.
Don't give me that shit. You should be a fishing commentator now.
Okay. Well, that's your job normally. I'm just a cameraman, but... Okay, so there it is. It's nearing the net now. Heads out the water. Oh, you can see the hook bait dangling in the mouth. That's beautifully done there by Alex. Did a good job. Well done.
Oh, nice mirror.
Yeah, let's have a look at him.
Here we go. Fish number 1. And
Fish number 1? Are you confident you're catching more here?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I reckon this match is early. It's early days.
Right.
Yeah. Now I've got my eye in, I feel like I'm on for a few. So
It's a nice clean fish, mate. Well done.
lovely little mirror, isn't it?
Mm.
Get a slip back.
Yep. And action.
So this is what I'm using today to beat Mark. Just a simple bottom bait rig with one of our new Northern Special wafters.
Is it? I thought it was a wafter.
Wafter? Yeah, buddy. Check them out.
Like wafters.
And a little stick with some crumbed up live system. So I'm gonna get it out, catch another one.
Well done.
Cheers, mate.
So impatient.
What's going on here then? Changing now, are we? Does that mean you automatically forfeit the match?
Not really.
It does.
It's a tactical change.
Yeah. This wasn't allowed in
I'm
the
not
terms.
blanking.
This wasn't allowed in terms and conditions of the match.
Right, new match, starting again. So it has to be a level play. It wasn't a fair match before, was it really?
So I can count that fish if you're allowed to change tactic.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, deal?
Yeah, deal.
Okay, I'll be happy with that.
Thank you.
So we're starting the match again. I'm allowed to count that fish, but you're allowed to change tactic.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. So it's not really a complete change of tactics, is it, that I've done?
Well, it is, really.
It isn't. I've just, instead of using a 4.5 foot zig, I'm just using a 1/2 inch zig.
Yeah.
So
True.
it's, you know, similar thing.
I'm still not giving it to you, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. Right at the end of the month, I had a 24-hour tutorial session with Jace, and I actually did this at my own Wainstones Pool. Now, the reason behind this was it kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I got to have a tutorial session, and also it enabled me to do a bit of test fishing on the lake to assess the condition of the fish and also the growth rates. And it didn't take Jace long to get a bit of action and give me a chance to have a good look at one of the fish. So we've been fishing 25 minutes. Jace is off the mark with this really plump 14-pound 6-ounce common. After that great start, I thought Jace was going to go on and absolutely smash it, but it wasn't until the next morning when we received the next bit of action, and it was well worth the wait. So this is Jace's second fish of the session. The first one equalled his PB, and now you've just gone and smashed it. Your first ever 20 pounder, 22 pound 6 ounces. That's great work because it's been fishing really, really tough. Well done. So not only was Jace absolutely over the moon with his first 20 pounder, but so was I. It was a perfect tutorial session. And also both the fish were in absolutely immaculate condition and had shown really, really encouraging growth rates. Oh, never. Never.
Number 2, boyo.
Nice scaly, isn't it? Lovely scaly one. Well done. Well done. 2-0 to you.
2-0.
Right, I'm going to start trying now.
Wow, how's that for a nice little one?
That's a lovely fish, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful. And that rod wasn't even out that long either.
No, it's probably only 10 minutes after you put that other one back.
10 minutes after I slipped that one back, got that rod straight back out. And yeah.
I'm getting a pasting.
You are.
Now I know what it feels like. We'd now moved into October and it was time for me to meet up with Alex at a local venue not too far away from where I live. So today we are at Carp Doubles at Malton, North Yorkshire. And why are we here, Alex? Alex can explain.
We're here for a few reasons, aren't we?
Yeah.
First of all, we're shooting a magazine feature for Total Carp.
Yeah.
Mark Pictures Perfect Tactics.
Yeah, and today it's about pop-up rigs. Yep. Why, when to use them, etc. How.
Secondly, we're filming episode 4 of Ask Pictures.
Yep.
And then finally, we're doing a little insight into your new, yet to be released Carp Freak pop-ups.
Yeah, a bit of a sort of a background kind of story, how they came to be, why they are, what they are, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that'll be quite cool to do.
Plenty to crack on with, so.
We have, and we've got about 3 hours to do it all in.
Yeah.
So we're not here for long today. So let's get working.
Let's go.
A few days later, and it was my good mate Harry's 30th birthday. And for his birthday, his fiancée Alice had thrown a surprise birthday party. Now, it was such a fun night, such a great time. But unfortunately, most of the material I have on my phone is pretty sensitive footage. So you'll have to use your imagination as to what might have happened.
Happy birthday, dear Harry. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you everyone very much. Now we will eat cake. Come on then, do it.
Are you filming that?
Yeah.
That's a bit early.
Right, so you drink it like this.
What about that? How's that?
For 5 seconds.
Oh, that's not even
Wrong way.
5 seconds.
Go down.
This is nonsense.
Go down and drink it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there.
This guy over a nose.
Did you drink it though?
Were you drinking?
Did you drink it? Do not
I actually genuinely think that's worked.
Woo!
No way.
Hang on.
Has it worked?
That is honestly worked.
He's gonna laugh and then start.
Honestly, that is worked. I'm not even lying.
No way.
Just so you know.
It might have just been water, but
No, it works. If you drink upside down, it works.
that has honestly worked.
It works.
I'm not even
way.
kidding.
I can't
Feel
believe
it.
I have a vlog station also.
A bun?
Cob.
Bun.
It's definitely a cob.
It's alright, thank you.
Yeah?
First time you've ever cooked anything for me, ever.
Yeah, I know, it's nice, isn't it?
And it's the first brew you made for me today as well.
Yeah, well.
And look what's happened. first time you've ever made me something to eat,
Yeah.
ever made a brew,
Yeah.
and you've caught fish.
What does that mean?
It means the carp gods are on your side for once. I didn't even bring a stove, did I? This time?
True, yeah.
Look what's happened. Carp gods hate me.
True, yeah.
So, there's a lesson to be learned there.
So next time you're definitely going to be cooking for me.
I'll bring 2 stoves. A few days later, and I was back down my pool for tutorial session with Matt and Andy. Conditions had gone really, really cold on this occasion, so it was going to be a good test as to how the pool will produce in the colder months when it actually does open next year. The first night passed by without any occurrence whatsoever, but just as dawn broke the next morning, it was Matt that got the first bit of action. That's great. So we're down on the pool with Matt, and he just had his first bite of the session. An absolutely amazing looking mirror. £21, 11 ounces, was it 11 ounces? I've forgotten the ounces.
21.12.
21.12, sorry, I nearly did you out of an ounce. Well done. Just fishing 1 rod, 2 rod lengths if that from the bank, and yeah, that's all it needed, 1 rod in the right place. Well done. It was looking like Andy was going to end the session with a blank, but half an hour before the session came to an end, he managed to pull it out the bag. So it's Andy's turn now. Left this one a bit late, there's probably a couple hours left of the session. But look at that for a fish. That looks absolutely amazing, mate.
It's all down to you, mate. That was amazing. Well chuffed. Thank you.
What is it, 25.10?
That's it.
I forget what this one's called. I think it's called Sergeant Stripes or something like that.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Watched it in the edge on the surface, and then he dropped down and had a little bit to me.
Yeah, brilliant. What an end. Brilliant, well done. Now, something else that's been happening in the background over the past few months really, is I've been spending time with my girlfriend Judith. Now, Judith lives in Germany, so obviously that means either I've been going over to Germany or Judith has been coming over here to England. And it's been great. It's been great spending time with Judith. It's been great seeing Germany, and it's also been great showing her what England has to offer as well. And at the end of October, I also managed to tie in a fishing session with Judith when we did 24 hours on her own private lake. Go, 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 go. Yep. Yep. So it was a great night last night at Judith's Lake. We caught 6 fish, 5 to me, 1 to Judith.
What? No way!
No, okay, so 4 to Judith, 2 for me, and Judith caught the biggest one as well. I think this one's yours actually. So yeah, she really showed me how to do it. Well done. It really was an absolutely fantastic session. Although the fish we caught weren't massive, it was just so much fun, and it was in a beautiful environment. All the leaves had their autumn colours, and it was just a session that I'll never forget. So that was September and October all wrapped up, and it's been another hectic couple of months. Once again, the lake has continued to eat up all of my free time. But the lake's also been very kind to me. There was those 2 tutorial sessions where the guys caught some fantastic fish, and it was great for me to be able to actually see the fish and see how well they're done over the past 12 months. I got to spend some brilliant time with my 2 girls, and also with Judith, and it was great to go over to Germany and also having her here over in England too. And as we now are in November, there are some big plans for the coming couple of months. So much is happening. There is, God, where do I begin? There is the launch of In Pursuit of Carpiness 2, a DVD that's been 2 years in the making. So that's happening in, well, by the time you watch this, it will already be available to order. I have some trips lined up in Germany where I will also be fishing with Judith, and one of the venues we're going to be fishing is amazing. It's a serious big fish venue. The next couple of months are going to be very, very hectic indeed, so it's going to give me lots to talk about next time I see you.
What about our match though? I won.
It doesn't matter about that, come on, let's just go.